say. It's either this style of yoga, like our traditional vinyasa flow, or if you've ever stuck around and tried a restorative class, it's a little bit of a slower flow. You can actually, not a little bit, a lot slower. We max out at about 10 poses in that class. So it's way more of a relaxed, stretching-based class, but we'll do one of those while we're there as well. Yeah, it's just a really great time. Ooh, and the best part, incredible food. And that is not true at all yoga retreats. Don't let them fool you. But I've personally been here and I can attest to the fact that the food is absolutely amazing and they feed you all day long, which is my favorite thing. So let's move child's pose. Knees out wide and fingertips all the way to the head of your mat. Now, this class, as with every single class, we're going to start with the breath. So take a full inhale, filling up all the way, maxing out the capacity of your lungs. Pause at the top, and then exhale, blowing all that air back out. Pause at the bottom. Inhale, keep cycling your breath just like this. Letting the inhales take just as long as the exhales. While you're here, deepening your breath so that you're using the full capacity in both your breath in and your breath out. While you're here, press your pointer fingers down into the mat and press your sits bones back to the far end. So you're stretching from your fingertips all the way back to your hips. On your next inhale, press your pointer fingers down and come up into downward facing dog. Now, I'm always looking for a little bit of stretch when I first hit down dog. So Nancy's got the right idea here. Bend one knee and the other, slowly matching your movement with your breath. So on each inhale, one movement. On each exhale, a new movement. On your next inhale, let's come high up onto your tippy toes. And then exhale, let both of your heels fall towards the right side of your mat. This is going to go for a big left side body stretch. One of my favorites to start my practice with. On your next inhale, pick your heels up and now drop them over to the opposite side. Yeah, that's it. Coming the whole way onto the edges of your feet. Amanda, can you feel that in your side body when you get over there? Okay, good stuff. On your inhale, let's rise back up to center. Let your heels press down and then walk your feet all the way to the head of your mat. Halfway lift when you get here. Ragdoll. Let your head drop down and you can interlace your hands at your elbows. Wherever you're at, we're looking for a big C-shaped spine. So pull your belly button straight up towards the ceiling. Press both of your heels into the mat, and on your inhale, we'll roll all the way up. Take extended mountain when you get there. And exhale your hands down to heart center. So we'll get class started with 3 ohms this morning. Take your breath in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, halfway lift, long flat spine. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog. Through to downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths here. In and out. Once more, inhale. Exhale, step your feet up to your hands. Halfway lift, breathe in, forward fold. Extended mountain, press through your heels, fold. Halfway lift, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. 2 breaths in and let it go. Once more, inhale. Bend your knees, exhale, step or hop. Halfway lift, forward fold. Extended mountain, lift through your side body, fold. Halfway lift, chaturanga. Letting yourself flow with your breath. Inhale through up dog, exhale through downward facing dog. Take a breath in and sigh it out. One more time. Inhale, pressing down through your pointer fingers. Exhale, feet to hands. Halfway lift, fold. Extended mountain. Spread your fingertips, fold. Halfway lift, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Start to cultivate your breath as not only the thing that helps guide you through the practice, but also the thing that's going to help support the practice of your neighbors as well. We're going to take a bonus breath. So inhale, all that air back out, feet to hands. Last time, halfway lift, fold, extended mountain all the way up, fold. Half lift, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. 2 breaths while you're here, and then we'll start moving into our sandhis. Press your sits bones up and back. Breath out, feet to hands. Halfway lift, fold. Chair pose, pulling your shoulder blades together, fold. Halfway lift, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Right side, warrior 1. Press through your big toe, inhale, chaturanga on the exhale. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog, left side, warrior 1. Flowing in, up into the pose, and out, hands back down. Move through up dog and into down dog. Yes. Okay. So this time, take a breath in and now sigh it out. Oh, yeah. Like that. Inhale. Sigh on the exhale. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose. Sitting as low as you can go. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Right side, warrior 1. Spread your fingertips and look between them. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Left side, warrior 1. See 1 point. Chaturanga. Right through up dog and into down dog. See if you can start playing with the foundation of your pose here, either taking it wider or longer on your mat as an exploration of your practice this morning. All right, I'm going to have you guys do something a little funny, and it's because it's one of my favorite ways to learn how to float to the top of your mat. So take your feet wide on the mat. All right, now when you go for the jump, I'm going to have you keep your feet wide so that they land right behind your wrists. Are you ready? Take a breath in. Exhale, bend those knees. Float, feet to hands. Halfway lift. Yes, Tara. Fold. Chair pose. Wide feet works here. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Right side, warrior 1. Feet wide on the mat. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, shoulders back. Down dog, left side, wide feet. Chaturanga. How's that going for you, Sarah? Upward facing dog and into downward facing dog. It's always a little bit funny when you try something new, but we're going to do it one more time just to explore. Are you ready? Take your breath in. Let it go. Feet to hands. Keep them wide. Halfway lift. Yes, Nancy. Fold. All right, chair pose. Inhale, sit low. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, letting your shoulders roll back. Down dog. Good job, Amanda. Right side, warrior one. Flow up and in. Right back out. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Last one. Left side. Warrior one. Inhale. Hands to the mat. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Yes. Let's bring our right leg up into the air. I can never wait to get to this hip stretch. So bend your top knee. Open up your side body. You can go for all the space. Choose to stay here or flip dog. Yes, you've got it, Amanda. Good stuff. Yes, just like that. Okay, nice. Now you're going to look to pull your shoulder blades together. Yeah, good stuff. Take 2 breaths here. You've got it. Pressing down through your heels to lift your hips. 1 more breath. Okay, bring both hands back down. High plank. Side plank. Let's do our right knee up into our chest, just because I love this one for a little extra oblique. Yes, okay, yeah, right knee, you had it right. Now add this top hand, and you're gonna press down against this knee. Sarah, I've actually got you this morning. You don't have to worry about pressing down. Here we go. Count it out. 5, 4, you've got it. Hug up. 3, 2, 1. Hands down, chaturanga. Good stuff. Upward facing dog. Down dog. All right, we get to try it out on the left side now. So left leg up into the air. Yes, Kim, bend that top knee and open up your hip. Minnie, go for the longest stretch that you can get here from your left fingers all the way to your heels. Sarah, you got it. Ready, set, flip dog. Yes, here we go. I'm moving this water bottle out of your way just in case. Yes, you have it. Now, breathe. This is a difficult pose. Your breath immediately wants to go away from you, but keep it flowing here. It's the thing that's going to help you sustain it. If you've got space for wheel, we got 1 more breath. Flip it back over. Nice job. High plank. Side plank. Left hand down, right hand up. Yes. Now, if you went for it on the last side, let's do left knee up into your chest. All right, I know that means the bottom leg, Kim. You've got it. Now you can add that top hand and press down against the leg. We're going to count it out. 5. Yes, Nancy. 4, 3. You have it. 2, 1. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog and into downward facing dog. Right side crescent lunge. All right, feet wide on the mat. Nancy's got this. She's like, yes, I know where Ruby's going with this. Bring both of your fingertips straight up to the ceiling. Now, I've been loving exploring the stretch here. So see if you could drop your hips 1 inch lower. And now lift up through your fingertips as high as they'll go. I want to stretch from your hips all the way up to your hands. See if you can get that. Once you feel pretty steady there, you might even be able to go for a little bit of back bend. So come lower into the lunge and start bringing your eyes backwards. Yes. You're going to have to support through your low belly, shoulders hug back. Last breath. Stay for it. Bring your hands to heart center, and we'll twist to the right. So if you know anything about these twists, you're going to start to look to soften your thoracic spine. So that spot right between your shoulder blades, letting it melt in towards your chest. It's going to help create this twist. 2 more breaths here. 1 more, you have it. And on your next inhale, we'll rise up, take crescent lunge, and into warrior two. Yep, feet wide on the mat, good stuff. One of the things that you can look for here in warrior two is actually having both of your hip points face the side of your mat. So not both hips facing forwards and just a new alignment for your feet, but try reaching both your hip points to the long end and now reach out through those fingertips. See if you can really get this feeling of expanding all along your body to reach as far as you can go. Stay down here for one more breath and we'll come to extended side angle. Right hand down, left hand straight out to the ceiling. Now, because I know Nancy loves to go for these, I'm going to go half bind or full bind. Listen, I know you're going to grab it anyways in the last breath or two here. So here's the opportunity. Letting this top shoulder rolled up and open. Yes, you've got it. Support through your low belly here to lift your chest up. Last breath. Here we go. And hands to the mat, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And into downward facing dog. Yes. Take a breath in. Sigh. Yep, one more time. Inhale. Let it go. Left side crescent lunge. That's it. Amanda, I'm actually going to have you pull this front foot up a little bit more. Yes, so that you can get a little bit higher onto your back toes. Yep, just like that. Keeping this back leg super active. Fingertips up towards the ceiling. So not only are you actively pressing through your big toes in the back here, but you're also keeping your right hip lifted. Bring your hands to heart center. And now twist to the left. Yeah, so the tendency here, by the way, is to let this right hip slip lower than what it should be. That's it. So bring a little bit more lift here by engaging your back leg. Yep, pressing this thigh straight up towards the ceiling. Good job. Stay low for one more breath. And on your next inhale, rise up, take crescent lunge into warrior two. That's a really good adjustment there. Low into the lunge, both big toes melting down into the mat. Yeah, I'm loving that. Pick the front of your pelvis up towards your belly button and let your tailbone descend. It's almost going to feel like scooping your butt underneath of yourself. Now come down for extended side angle. Yogi's choice here. Whatever you want to go for, take it on right now. Half binds, full binds. Wherever you're at, come low into this front lunge. Melt your big toes down into the mat, actively pressing. You've only got one more breath here before you bring both hands down. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Moving into down dog. Take a breath in. And let it go. Feet to hands. Half lift. Fold. Chair. Let's bring our hands to heart center. And now twist to the right. We're going to go for 3 breaths here. Sarah, I'm going off of your count today, okay? So you're breathing twice as loud to make sure I'm actually on top of this count. Here we go. One more. And on your next inhale, rise up, take chair pose. Fold. Bring your feet out wide on the mat. Tuck your pointer fingers around your big toes and let your head hang all the way down. Yes, a sigh is always appropriate here. Wherever you're at, check out that your exhale is long enough that you're pressing all of the air out in order to fold 1 inch deeper into this pose. Chair, second set. That's it. Actively pressing your heels and your big toes down into the mat. Now check out where your knees are before we do the twist. You want to make sure that they stay in line. Hands to heart center, twist to the left. So it's going to be your right knee in this case that wants to pull forwards. actively pull it backwards. Yeah, you have this, Amanda. So that right knee is just pulling back into line. Good stuff. Stay nice and low. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And on your next inhale, we'll rise up, take chair pose, and fold. Feet out wide on the mat. Let's tuck your palms underneath your toes if you can reach, and let your head hang all the way down. Take a moment to connect with your breath, focusing on your exhales here. Checking out that they're just as long as your inhales. All right, let's come down onto all fours. So this morning, some of us have walked through this recently in some of the classes that we've been in, but we're going to walk through basket headstand prep. So you might be able to get up into the air. Otherwise, we can learn how to set up the foundation for this. One of the cool things about inversions is that you're just looking to get your hips above your heart, and that means you're upside down successfully. So how we do this is elbows on the mat. This is step 1. Cross your arms and check out that your biceps are just far enough apart that your fingertips can reach them. From here, we're going to interlace our fingertips. You've got it. So you're actually creating a little cradle for the back of your head. You want to sit your hairline down onto the mat, holding the back of your head. From here, you can come up into your plank legs and slowly start walking them in towards your head. This might be as far as you get, hips above your chest, or you can start playing with picking your feet up and hugging them into your chest. That's it. Before you get fully upside down, try going for the knees hugging in. Yes. We're just going to try it out. That's it for 5, 4. You've got this. 3. Sarah, I'm going to help out a little bit. That's it. 2. Nice job. Now flex your feet. That's it. Hold for 3, 2, 1. All right, come all the way down. Take a child's pose. Good job. So one of the things that I love about inversions, child's pose, fingertips forwards, is that they're really awesome abs exercises. No matter how far upside down you get, they take a lot of core work. You can always roll your head right to left to help release your neck. On your next inhale, we're going to come up to downward facing dog. Kim's got a lot of help this morning in her inversions. She's got 2 little puppy dogs that are helping her out, making sure she's safe. Let's take a breath in here. Let it go. Walk your feet up to your hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. On your inhale, roll up to standing, and we're going to go for right side eagle. Right arm wraps under, and right leg wraps over top. Now, when you're building our balancing poses, we're always going to start at your feet as the foundation. So here in this first pose, just press your big toe down into the mat. That's all you're looking for. When you press hard enough through that big toe, you should feel all of the muscles on the inside of your leg firing up. On your inhale, switch sides. Step out. Then it's going to be left arm under and left leg wrapping over. So you have your big toe melting down onto the ground. That's always going to be step 1. From here, press your heel down and come just a little bit lower into the seat. You're really going to feel your leg muscles engage. On your inhale, step out. Let's go for a standing leg raise on the right side. So you can grab either your knee or go for your toes. Flex your raised foot. Let your right hip drop down 1 more inch so that your hips are level. Release your toes and come back for airplane. So moving from one pose into the next. Flex your raised foot and then dial your toes down towards the mat. So they're looking at the mat underneath of you. Take half moon, left hand down and right hand up. You can go for the full expression out to the side of your mat. Flex your top foot and now lift it 1 inch higher until you can feel your side body engage. Forward fold, both feet down. On your inhale, roll up to standing, and we'll take it on the left side now. So left knee, standing leg raise, grabbing for your knee or your toes. Get your drishti steady. So that spot you're looking at is going to be where you keep your attention throughout the pose. You can bring your leg out to the left if you'd like. Bring it back through the center and take airplane. Part of the challenge of these poses is even as you wiggle, can you keep your breath and your eyes locked onto one point? Drop your left hip 1 inch. Take half moon. Right hand this time, left hand up towards the ceiling. Spread your fingertips on your top hand and then reach them up towards the ceiling till you can get sensation in each one of your fingertips and bring your feet down. On your inhale, roll up to stand, and we'll take dancer. We're going to do one set of dancer today. So right hand back, soft part of your elbow faces out to grab your inner ankle. You always want to check that your shoulder is rolling backwards in this pose. If you find that it really wants to hunch forwards, you probably have your hand position a little bit incorrect, and there's a modification or a different variation that we should try there. Now press. Front hand forwards and knee presses backwards. Take 3 more breaths while you're here, looking for the edge of the pose as big as you can go. Last breath, and feet down. Switch to the left side of dancer. So, shoulder rolls out and open to grab the inside of your ankle. That's it. Oh, here, Amanda, switch your hand around. One more time. Yep, so elbow faces out. Yes, just like that. All right, go for the edge of the pose. It's the spot where you say, I might fall out of this. Like, we're really working with the edge here. Soften your bottom knee and stay for 3 breaths. 3 breaths where you're like, this is really as much as I can give. Last one, and feet down. Tree pose. Hands to heart center or reach them up to the ceiling. Switch sides. Left foot into center. You get to choose your ankle, your shin, or your thigh, anywhere but your knee. Hands at heart center or straight up towards the ceiling above you. Breathe. Feel the full experience of this pose as it lives in your body today. All right, step out. Bring both of your feet down and we'll come up to the head of your mat. Take extended mountain, fingertips all the way up and fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Into downward facing dog, right side triangle. Take your feet long on the mat. and engage your low belly. Lift the front of your pelvis up towards your belly button, especially if you're having trouble figuring out how to engage your low belly and what that might feel like in this pose. Picture it like you're scooping your right butt cheek underneath of yourself in order to lift up through your belly. On your next inhale, rise the whole way up to standing. We're going to take side-facing wide-legged forward fold with a bind this morning. So interlace your fingers behind your back and then fold all the way forwards, letting your fingertips spill overhead. Bring some softness to your knees. And then breathe into the back of your ribs, almost like you're looking to expand them on each inhale. Bring some softness to your elbows. Uninterlace your hands, and we'll rise back up to standing and take namaste front facing forward fold, your variation on splits if you'd like to do that, or any other variation that comes to mind here. Wherever you're at, fingertips bound behind your back for namaste front facing forward fold. Now, what you're really looking for here is length from your front heel all the way back to your right hip. Nancy, see if you can straighten out this knee a little bit more. Yeah, kind of like that. That's good. Now, actively look to pull backwards through your right hip. Bring your left hand down to a block. And then try the twist out towards the right. So keeping this right hip drawing backwards. Yeah. Looking to twist from the center of your spine. Good job. 2 more breaths here. Last one. And on your exhale, bring both hands down. Chaturanga. We're going to move through upward facing dog, into down dog, and then into left side triangle. Your front leg is actually doing a sort of funny thing here. Actively press down through your big toe, just like that. So the action that's happening is actually that your calf muscle is hugging in and down towards this big toe, right? Like you can feel that happening in your body. Add some softness to this knee. The front knee has to have softness because actually what's happening is the opposite sort of action. So your knee is instead hugging out and up towards your hip. And really, this big toe pressing into the mat and then the softness of your knee, those 2 things have to be happening here. Otherwise, that action in your muscles isn't going to occur. So from here, take your hips and press them backwards just 1 more inch, almost like you're trying to deepen the front hip crease. And on your next inhale, we'll rise up to standing. Take side facing, wide-legged forward fold. Let's go for the ninja lunges this morning. So on your inhale, bend your right knee, straightening out your left one. And on your exhale, we'll switch sides. Moving with your breath from one side of the pose into the next one. Take 2 more breaths to even things out here. Before we inhale, rise up to standing, and we'll take namaste front facing forward fold on this left side now. So fingertips interlaced, fingertips interlaced behind your back and fold forwards. Once you reach your version of the fold, add softness to your knees. Actively press your left hip towards the wall behind you. Part of what happens here is that your hips get really off kilter sometimes. You're going to have one side of your pelvis that's a lot higher than the other. See if you can bring neutrality there. Almost like a block balancing right on top of your hips. Take twisting triangle now. Looking to keep that block sitting down onto your hips. It's a fake block, don't worry. So right hand down and left hand's out towards the side of your mat. Yep, going for just a little bit of twist here. Here, look, try it out like this. And then twist, looking for length all along this side. Yes, try it just like that. Twisting right up here. All right, bring both hands down to the mat and chaturanga. That was a good job. Upward facing dog. Through two, downward facing dog. And we'll roll all the way into a high plank. So bring your knees onto the mat real quick. We're going to bring blocks with us. I think a lot of us have tried this out before in class, but bring your block and sit it right between your calves. So you can use a block, a water bottle, whatever you have nearby. And now all you're going to do is place the tops of your feet down onto the mat. And this works if you're going to stay with your knees onto the ground, or you can bring more space into this pose by hugging into that block and lifting all the way up into your plank. You're actually working on the core muscles that are going to help you create handstands and also keep you safe if you happen to roll out of those handstands. So that's it. We're just going to hug in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way back down. Let's come all the way onto our belly. Bring both of your hands out to a T. We're actually going to go for a shoulder stretch this morning. So bring your right hand right underneath your right shoulder. And then you're slowly going to press into the mat and roll out onto your left shoulder. You can actually use your top leg kind of like a kickstand if you'd like, and land that behind you. Take 2 breaths here, letting your ear rest down onto the mat. And then we'll switch sides. So roll back onto your belly. Right arm is going to extend this time with your left hand underneath of your left shoulder and open. Again, you can use this top leg as a little kickstand to help deepen the twist here. Take one last breath. And on your exhale, roll all the way back down onto your stomach. We're going to take a little baby cobra pose here. So fingertips are both going to come out beside your shoulders. On your inhale, lift your shoulders and the top of your chest and upper back off the mat and look off over your right shoulder. That's it. On your next exhale, lower down, looking back to the center. On your inhale, looking up over your left shoulder this time. We're just going to move back and forth. On the exhales, coming down. Inhale, one shoulder. Exhale, down. Inhale, the other shoulder. Let's do one more round of these guys. So inhale, up. Exhale, down. One more time. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, come back down, and we'll take upward facing dog. So hands by your low ribs. Inhale all the way to up dog, pulling the tops of your thighs off the mat. Exhale, take downward facing dog. You can take a breath in. Exhale and come through to a seated position. So you can jump, walk, hop, skip through. We're going to roll all the way onto our spine for bridge pose. press down, lift up through your hips. And from here, let's interlace our fingertips under our back. Press your fingertips down towards your heels, letting your chest and upper back open. All right, you can interlace your hands and bring your hips back down. Knees to the right and knees to the left. Second set, bridge pose. Press down, lift up, hips into the air. You get to choose fingertips interlaced. No matter where you're at, checking that you have the space created across the front side of your shoulders, so your chest. And bring your hips all the way down. One more time. You can knock your knees right to left. Now you get to choose for this last one. If you'd like to come up and into wheel, you're more than welcome to do so. Otherwise, you can stay here in bridge. Are you ready? Set. Yogi go. Press down. Lift up. Inhale, bridge or wheel for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tuck your chin into your chest and come the whole way back down. Take Supta Baddha Konasana with one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. Take happy baby. Hands by the outer edges of your feet. Reach both heels straight up towards the ceiling. We've got one more little section of abs today. So reach your fingers straight up towards your toes. On your exhales, we're going to curl up and reach towards our toes. Let's go for 10, 9. Each exhale, lifting up 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fingertips behind your ears, shins parallel to the mat. We're going for yogi bicycles. Exhale, right elbow, left knee. Exhale, switch. On your exhales, going from one side to the other, you've got it at your own pace for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Go half speed. 9, 8, 7, feet flexed. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, hug your knees into your chest. We'll rock head to toe 3 times, all the way forwards and all the way backwards till you can come to downward facing dog. We're going to take a right side half pigeon. So right ankle behind your left wrist. That's it. And if you find that you've got quite a bit of space underneath your right hip, you're always more than welcome to actually add a block right under there. Bring consistency to your breath. Looking for an exhale that takes just as long as your inhale. On your next breath, switch sides. Taking left side half pigeon. in a pose with a lot of sensation, this being one of those poses where you're getting a lot of feedback from your body, it's letting you know, hey, there's something going on here. Something that can be really helpful in order to stay present is picking one sensation that you're going to stick with throughout this pose. Whether it's something that you can hear, like your own breath, the sounds of your inhales or your exhales, something that you can feel, even as simple as just your fingertips pressing down into the mat. Choose one sensation that's going to help you stay present. And every time you notice your mind wandering off to somewhere else, come back to this one sensation, the one thing that's going to help you stay right here on your mat. Your next inhale, bring your weight onto your left hip, swing your right leg around. We're going to come into, let's do cow face this morning. So it looks like this. You can bring your knees to like a bent position. This is a pretty good starting spot. And from here, wrap your left leg under. So you can aim for your heel to be pretty close to your hip on this first one, checking that you can get your knee decently close to the ground. Don't worry, if your knee is floating out here in space and it's nowhere near, we're going to support that knee with a block. Now your next opportunity is going to be with the top leg. And what you're looking for is to essentially stack your knees one on top of the other one. And yes, we'll use blocks if your knees don't really want to get there. The important part of this is going to be checking that your right hip, well, really both of your sits bones, stay down on the mat. To increase intensity, you can always straighten out your shins so that they look somewhat like a longhorn steer. If you'd like to, you can always add to the pose by folding over a little bit. I love to edges. What would you call that? This little space, the arches of your foot. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, that's it. And if you've got a knee that's up in the air, you can always support that with a block underneath of you. Stick to that one sensation, the same one that you picked in the last pose. The feeling of your fingertips, listening to your breath. Whatever it might be, come back to that one spot. One more breath here. And on your next inhale, we'll uncross our legs to recross them. This time, right leg is going to go underneath, left leg on top. Again, looking for both of your hips to be down on the floor. Now, note, this leg is different for sure than your other one. So give it the space to be different. Use the blocks, the props, the tools that you need in order to set this pose up for your success. What you might notice is that this one's pretty different from the last side. An awesome assist for this is actually take your Barbie C-shaped hands, or like Lego hands, whatever you want that to look like. And you're going to stick your thumbs at your hip creases. Once you have that, you're actively going to push down, almost like you're rolling the muscle out on the sides of your hips. This can actually help you create a little bit more fold in the pose if you want to add a little bit of spice. Breathe, using that one sensation to stay active within the pose, to stay present. Your next inhale, sit all the way up. We're actually going to roll. Actually, let's take tabletop. So fingertips right behind your hips, looking down at your ankles, hips up, let your head drop back for tabletop. Take a breath in. And on your exhale, drop your hips down, rolling all the way onto your spine. We'll get upside down. So shoulder stands, headstands, handstands, waterfall, anything where you're getting your hips above your heart, aka an inversion. One more time. Shoulder stands can come to plow. And plow to deaf yogis. From here, one vertebrae at a time. Roll back down onto the mat. When you get there, hug both of your knees up into your chest and let them fall to the left side of your body. Eyes over your right shoulder for supine twist. For my yogis in the studio, there's a cold eye towel by the upper right-hand corner of your mat. Please feel welcome to use it at any time during the end of this class. Hug your knees into your chest. Let them fall to the right side, eyes over your left shoulder. As you breathe, on each exhale, let your shoulders melt down onto the mat, creating softness and ease. On your inhale, hug your knees up into your chest and take Shavasana, letting your legs and arms go long with your eyes closed. Start to lengthen your inhales and your exhales. Slowly bring movement back to your fingers, followed by your toes. When you're ready, hug both of your knees up into your chest and rock onto your right side with your forehead on the mat or the floor beneath you. Make your way up into a seated position. On your inhale, reach both hands up. Exhale and drop your hands down into heart center. Set your intention for the rest of your day. We'll om that into space with one om. Take a breath in. Bring your thumb knuckles out to forehead center. Together we bow our heads and we say, Namaste. Thanks, yogis. Good to see you this morning. Thanks for coming in for class. If you're interested in joining us for the Himalayan Institute coming up in March, on March 31st through Sunday, April 2nd. Chat with me after class or look online. Bye, Kim.